myself. Blanche! Stella, oh Stella, Stella so far. I've got to keep hold of myself. Blanche! Stella, oh Stella, Stella so far.
This is where we messed up.
Fuck. Yeah, okay. Now then, let me look at you. But don't you look at me, Stella. No, no, not till later. Not till I've bathed and rested. And turn that overlight off. Turn it off. I won't be looked at in this merciless glare. Come back here now, oh my baby. Stella, Stella so far. I thought you would never come back to this horrible place. What am I saying? I didn't mean to say that. I meant to be nice and say, oh, what a convenient location and such. Haha, precious lamb. You haven't said a word to me.
You haven't given me a chance to, honey.
Well, now you talk. Open your pretty mouth and talk while I look around for some liquor. I know you must have some liquor on this place. Where could it be, I wonder? Oh, I spy, I spy.
Blanche, you sit down. Let me pour the drinks. I don't know what we've got to mix it with. Maybe a Coke's in the icebox. Look and see, honey, while I'm...
No Coke, honey. Not with my nerves tonight. Where is it?
Stanley! Oh, he's bowling. He loves it. They're having a, oh wait, found some soda tournament.
Just water, baby, to chase it. Now, don't get worried. Your sister hasn't turned into a drunkard. She's just shaken up, hot and tired and dirty, and you sit down and explain to me this place to me. What are you doing in a place like this?
Now, Blanche.
Oh, I'm not going to be hypocritical. I'm going to be honestly critical about it. Never in my worst dreams I picture only Poe. Only Mr. Edgar Allan Poe could do it justice. Out there, I suppose, the ghost-haunted woodland of Weir.
No, honey, those are the L&N tracks.
Now, you seriously putting a joke aside, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you write to me, honey? Why didn't you let me know?
Tell you what, Blanche?
Why you had to live in these conditions?
Aren't you being a little intense about it? It's not that bad at all. New Orleans isn't like any of the other cities.
This has got to do nothing with New Orleans. You might as well say forgive me, blessed baby. The subject is closed.
Thanks.
You're all I've got in this world, and you're not glad to see me.
Why, Blanche, you know that's not true.
No? I forgot how quiet you were.
You never did give me a chance to say much, Blanche, so I just got into the habit of being quiet around you.
A good habit to get into. You haven't asked me how I happened to get away from the school before this spring term ended.
Well, I thought you'd volunteer that information if you wanted to tell me.
You thought I'd been fired?
No, I just thought that you may have resigned.
I was so exhausted by it all, my nerves broke. I was on the verge of lunacy almost, so Mr. Graves, the high school superintendent, he suggested I take a leave of absence. I couldn't put all those details into wire. Oh, this buzzes right through me, and it feels so good.
Why don't you have another?
No, one's my limit.
Are you sure?
You haven't said a word about my appearance.
Well, you look just fine.
God, love you for a liar. Daylight never exposed so total ruin, but you've put on some weight, yes. Just as plump as a little partridge, and it's so becoming to you.
Now, Blanche.
I wouldn't say it. You just have to watch around the hips a little. Stand up.
Not now.
You hear me? I said stand up. You messy child, you. You split something on the pretty white lace collar around your hair. You'll have to cut a feather bob with your dainty feathers. Stella, you have a maid, don't you?
No, with only 2 rooms. It's,
What? 2 rooms, did you say?
this one and...
The other one? I'm going to take one tiny nip more. Sort of put the stopper on, so to speak. Then put the bottle away so I won't be tempted. I want you to look at my figure. You know, I haven't put on a weight in 10 years, Stella. I weighed the weight the summer you left Belle Reed. The summer Dad died. You left us.
It's just incredible, Blanche, how well you're looking.
But Stella, there's only 2 rooms. I don't see where you're going to put me.
We're gonna put you in here.
What kind of bed is this? One of those collapsible things?
But doesn't it feel alright?
Wonderful, honey. I don't like a bed that gives much. But there's no door between the 2 rooms. And Stanley, will it be decent?
Stanley is Polish, you know.
Oh yes, they're something like Irish, aren't they?
Well,
Not so. Highbrow? I brought some nice clothes to meet all your lovely friends in.
I'm afraid you won't really think that they're that lovely.
What are they like?
They're Stanley's friends.
Polacks?
They're a mixed lot, Blanche.
Heterogeneous types?
Oh, yes. Types is right.
Well, anyhow, I brought nice clothes and I'll wear them. I guess you're hoping I'll say I'll put up at a hotel, but I'm not going to be put at a hotel. I want to be near you, get to be with somebody. I can't be alone because, as you've noticed, I'm not very well.
You seem a bit nervous or overwrought or something.
Will Stanley like me or will I just be a visiting in-law? Stella, I couldn't stand that.
You'll get along fine together if you just try to not to, compare him with the men that we went out with at home.
Is he so different?
Yes, a different species.
In what way? What's he like?
Oh, you can't describe someone you're in love with. Here's a picture of him.
An officer?
A master sergeant in the engineer's corps. Those are decorations.
He had those on when you met him?
I'm sure I wasn't just blinded by all the brass.
That's not what I...
But of course, there were things to adjust myself to it later on.
Such a civilian background. How did it take you when you said I was coming?
Oh, Stanley doesn't know yet.
You haven't told him?
He's on the road a good deal.
Oh, travels?
Yes.
Good. I mean, isn't it?
I can hardly stand it when he's away for a night.
Why, Stella?
Well, when he's away for a week, I nearly go wild.
Gracious!
And when he says he comes back, I cry on his lap like a baby.
I guess that's what it is, being in love. Stella?
What?
I haven't asked you the things you probably thought I was going to ask, and so I'll expect you to be understanding about what I have to tell you.
What, Blanche?
I took the blows in the face and my body. All those deaths, the long parade to the graveyard, father, mother, Margaret, the dreadful way, so big with it couldn't be put in a coffin, but had to be burned like rubbish. You came home in time for the funeral, Stella, and funerals are pretty compared to death. Funerals are quiet, but deaths, not always. Sometimes their breathing is hoarse, and sometimes it rattles, and sometimes they even cry out to you, "Don't let me go." Even the old sometimes say, "Don't let me go," as if you were able to stop them. But funerals are quiet with pretty flowers. And oh, what gorgeous boxes they pack you away in. Unless you're there at the bed when they cry out, "Hold me," you never suspect there was a struggle for breath and bleeding. You didn't dream, but I saw. And now you sit there telling me with your eyes that I let the place go? How in the hell do you think all that sickness and dying was paid for? That's expensive. Mrs. Stella, the old cousin, Jessy's right after Margaret. Hers. Why, the Grim Reaper had to be put in the tent on our doorstep. Stella, Belle Reed was his headquarters. Honey, that's how it slipped through my fingers. Which one of them left us a fortune? Which one of them left a cent in insurance even? Only poor Jessie, $100 to pay for her coffin. That was all, Stella. And I with a pitiful salary at the school. Yes, accuse me. Sit there and stare at me, thinking I let the place go. I let the place go. Where were you? In your bed, with a Polak.
Blanche! You be still! That is enough!
Where are you going?
I'm going into the bathroom to wash my face.
Oh, Stella, you're crying.
Does that surprise you?
Forgive me, I didn't mean to.